So, good morning, folks. Hope you're all well out there in internet land. Kind of a different video on this one. We kind of picked up a van. Now, the aim was to get a van later on, in a couple of years or so, after we've used the truck camper. Now, I do have a video coming out soon on finishing of the truck camper. I just got to load it into the truck, and that will be completed. And I didn't want to put it into the truck yet until all this ice and snow is gone and this freezing cold weather. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. That one's coming up. But for this video, we're going to have a look at purchasing a van, or getting a van for conversion to a camper van. Okay, so if you're in the market for a van for a conversion, then you've got a few choices over here in North America. We don't have a lot of choices, not as many as what you have in Europe, but we have a Transit, we have a Sprinter, we have the ProMaster, which are probably the three main ones. Now, which one do you choose? Now, every one of them has issues. So if you go into it knowing that everyone has issues, then you'll feel a little bit better. Now, a lot of these issues can be fixed, but you need to make sure that you get good bones in your van. So I don't know a lot about vehicles. I really don't. I know pretty much like all the serviceable parts, components, and so on. But when it comes to engines and transmissions, that's way out of my league. As far as I can get, it's probably a rear end. It's easy, it comes off, and if I screw up, I can go and buy another one, and throw that one on. But there's no way I would even contemplate touching a motor, or tearing it apart or whatever. So, with that being said, what do you choose? As I've had transit vans in the past, and they've always been pretty reliable. However, with this new technology and the fight for emissions, they're becoming less reliable. Now, I'm going to show you the van. We're going to have a walk around in a moment, and I'll show you what we've done to it and why I chose this van. But you need to know that choosing a van, especially in North America, they all have issues. Now, we chose a Ford Transit. Now, with the Transit, I was aware of a few things. Now, Transits, as they get older, they develop a transmission problem with an automatic. They have this transit shudder. Now, when we went to buy this Transit, I felt the transmission was not right. However, there's a system built in to Transits and a lot of other vehicles, the newer ones you get, is they learn your driving style. And that's what I thought was an issue with the transmission when I bought it. I thought, well, disconnect the battery and I'll drive it around a little bit. It will learn my driving style, and we'll go from there. So I did that, and I drove it home. It's about a 4-hour journey from home, and it got worse. And then as I got closer to home, I had the DEF, because we've got a diesel. So I have the DEF light come on, warning, red lights, oh my God, you're going to explode on the highway here, right? So it's all kind of like, what am I going to do? But as you look, use the internet, do the research and find out, and that's what I did, and we'll do a walk around. But first, I'll tell you the DEF system. So we have this filter for diesels, and it goes into the exhaust, and there's a big filter in the exhaust, and it's supposed to catch all the soot and so on. Well, that can get plugged, and they're really costly to replace. So there are ways of cleaning them. You can get third-party cleaners, and you can get people that will come out and clean them all out for you. And once you clean them all out, that's great. You've got another, 60, 80,000 kilometers before they'll plug again. But mine wasn't fully plugged, so I bought this additive on the from Amazon. You put in your diesel, and then it cleans it all out. And whoa, did it clean it out! We did a drive, 20-minute drive, and the DEF, the filter was cleaning, and it kind of runs lean and hot. Not very good for the motor. But with the race for emissions, that's one of the things that can go wrong. Now, the Transit we bought has a 6-speed transmission. I tried to stay away from the 10-speed transmissions because I've heard horror stories with those. So we went for a 2016. It's got 250,000 kilometers. It's a diesel. So, you know, I should get comfortably another 100,000 kilometers without too many major problems, you know. So that's the reason we went for it. And it's got good space. We bought a 250, so we got the extra weight. We got the extended version and the high roof version. So we're going to be kitting this out. In the next few weeks, we'll be transitioning it from a regular box van into a camper van. So yeah, you'll have to join us. I'll document the process as we go, and yeah. So all right, so that's it. That's why we chose the Transit, and the parts. There's tons of parts everywhere. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why. So now, what about the transmission? Well, yes, I had issues with the transmission. When I got back, I thought, oh, it's going to cost me a new transmission. And I was, you know, I got the van very, very cheap. I got it like $5,000 or $6,000 below the market value. So that's the reason that we bought it. And I thought, well, if I got to put a transmission in it, I'm good for another couple of 100,000, right? So that was my theory. And the van is pretty clean. But I'm going to do a walk around with you in a moment, and I'll show you things to look for. You know, I'm not a car guy. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know a lot, but with experience, you know, and driving these things and having them, I kind of understood the concept of the Transit van and, you know, the issues and so on. Now, so with that being said, what did I do to the transmission? Well, I thought, well, if I got to put a new transmission in, I'll just try one fix. And a transmission flush or not a transmission flush? Well, I went for it and I did the transmission flush. Now with Ford, I'm not sure about the other ones. There is no drain plug for the transmission. So be aware of that. They want the transmission to be serviced at the Ford dealership. And that's quite an expensive process. So I tried to do it myself. So I called a buddy and I said, I'm gonna flush out all the old transmission fluid. Now, without a drain plug, it's kind of tricky, and I'll show you where all these things are in a moment when we do this walk around. So what I did was I disconnected the hose from the transmission cooler, which is at the front of the motor, right by the radiator, and I got my buddy to start the motor, and that would pump out all of the transmission fluid. Well, it pumps out about maybe, I don't know, I think we were getting 2-3 litres out, 4 litres at a time, something like that. And then you turn the motor off, and then the transmission has a fill plug on the side of it, and I'll show you where that is in a moment. So I filled it up with exactly the same amount that I pumped out, and then I repeated the process until the transmission fluid started to run red. And the transmission fluid I got out was black. It was disgusting. It smelled awful, and it was just terrible. So we managed to pump it all out, and then I managed to get and refill all of the transmission fluid. And I put new stuff in and drove it around, and I had about 50% improvement. and I thought, whoa, this is cool. And like watching YouTube videos and so on, they said it would take probably, like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, an hour in order for the fluid to go through the torque converter and so on. So I drove it around for about an hour, and I was getting improvement in 50% and so on. And then I spoke to a transmission guy who said, put the additive in. Now Ford provides an additive for the rear end and the transmission. It's the same stuff. And once I put that in, I drained a little bit off. I drained enough off the out of the transmission through the filler hole. I got a little hand pump, and I pumped out just enough to put the additive in. It's only a little bottle. It's about 150 ml or something like that. So I added that in, and then I took it for a drive. Oh my God, did it make a difference. My transmission is working 100% now. So I went from buying a van with a transmission that I thought I'd have to replace, to now siphoning off all the oil, pumping it all out, and then re-putting more clean and new oil in and an additive, and now I've got a working, fully functional, fully perfect transmission. Now, is this going to last? I hear you say. I don't know. What I read online is people get 30 to 50,000 kilometers out of that extra. Well, if I get that, I'm happy. I'm great. I was preparing to put a new transmission in anyway. So if I get another 30 to 50,000 kilometers out of this transmission, I'll be really, really happy. And that will stave off, I don't know, 2 years, 3 years of traveling or something like that. And then either I replace the van or put a new transmission in, or whatever, we can decide to go from there. So yeah, that's the reason why I chose the Ford Transit. Now, I hear the Sprinters, a lot of the work has to be done by the dealership, and it's like, it's quite expensive every time you take it in, because they have the technology to hook up to the computer in the van, and then, like they'll get the codes out and so on. And then there's the ProMaster, and I hear that the crank is not good in the gas versions of the ProMaster. Now, did I look at a diesel one of those two? I looked at a diesel Sprinter and then realized how much the maintenance cost was going to be, and I wasn't quite happy with that one. Now I know some of you are going to say mine doesn't cost me much to run, and I do all my servicing and so on, yeah. But I don't know anything about Sprinters, and if you've got a Sprinter, great. I hope you're having really fun with it, because like they are nice vans, and that was my first choice. And I did like the ProMaster. I love the shape of the ProMaster. It was really nice, but did I look for a diesel? No, I didn't. And I wasn't actually looking at the time. So, like when this Transit came along, we were like, should we buy it? Should we not buy it? Should we buy it? Should we not buy it? Anyway, we ended up buying it. So, we're going to make the most of this one, convert it, and hopefully you'll come on the journey with us to convert it. So yeah, let's take a walk around. Let's have a look and see what this Transit is all about. Okay, so if you're choosing, this is the Transit 250 with the extended body and a high roof. All right, and a diesel, a 3.2 diesel. So with the 6-speed transmission. So let's go take a look. All right, come with me. Okay, so this is the interior, the cab of the Transit. We have 2 seats in the front, not a bench seat. We have just a regular dash. Now I'd like to put a new radio on that one. We have the transmission selector, and you don't get much for an interior out of these. I suppose they designed this one as a delivery van. Then we get steering wheel and so on. So yeah, that is the interior of what you get. Okay. Yep. So that's the interior right there. We've got 2 seats on this one. We didn't get a bench seat one, and this one didn't come with a partition. So yeah, when you open the driver's door, you have got, for the diesel, you've got the gas here, so you pull that, and then you have this awful thing here, this AdBlue stuff. So that's another addition to your traveling, is those. And when the door closes, it locks that in place. So hopefully, with a bit of luck, no one can take your diesel away. So one thing I was a bit surprised on this is the size of the wheels. I thought they would be a little bigger. They're 16-inch wheels, but with large tires. Now you can go a lot larger on these tires, 245. 75/16s, I think the largest you can go, but then you end up having to grind away some of that plastic in there so that you get a better turning circle. So as we go around the van here, you'll notice it's quite clean. There's a couple of dents on it, but not anything major. One thing I do like that I didn't have on my Transit before are these things here. Those are magnetic. And when you got the doors open, they hold them there, and you got another one on the back door there. The hinges, got to clean those up. They're a little rusty. I had to oil all the hinges when we picked it up because they were making a bit of a creaking noise. So yeah, we got, and the reason we got this one too is because of the windows in the doors. There's not many of these around, especially at the price that we wanted to pay for it. So yeah, there we go. And this is that's the front of it. As you'll notice, the high roof, blah blah. So okay, let's have a look at this, what we did here. Now let's get that open. There we go. Oh, excuse me. All right. So this is the motor. Now down here, right down there, I don't know whether you can see that, but there's two lines just down the bottom there that go into the transmission cooler, and you can follow them through. Don't undo the radiator one like I did at the beginning, because then you'll lose your radiator fluid. So yeah, I had to top that one back up. Now, so yeah, we drained that off and pumped it out. And down here, well, you'll notice, you can actually see there's the DEF exhaust. Now that's the costly thing with all the sensors on it, eh? So you got to be careful with that stuff. Keep it clean. Put a little bit of additive in every now and again, and then that will help clean it out. Now the transmission plug is just down there, if we can see it. I think we're going to get it somewhere around there. Let's get that. It's on the side of the transmission. Get a hold of it. It's there somewhere. I can see it. But anyway, there's kind of a gap down there that you can see, and it's a part of that. So yeah, it's easy to find anyway. You'll see it. It's just down behind that DEF filter. You'll see the plug just on the side of the transmission. So nice and easy. I put a line up here with a funnel, and then I just added some in, and then pumped some out, added some in, pumped some out, added, and I think it took about 4 or 5 times of pumping to get it out. But yeah. Now, the other thing I hear about Transits is water gets in through the top of here, all right, through the top of the hood. So a lot of Transit didn't come with this little cover. So if you got an F-150 lying around, apparently that one fits, but this one is one that came with it. So yeah, it's just covers the top of the motor, eh? So, but yeah, that's a diesel. They've got a lot of work inside the little area here. So yeah, okay, let's take a look at the inside. Okay, so that's the sliding door open. So it's very, very wet and mucky here right now. with all the snow melting and so on. All right, so this is the inside of the van. So as you notice, yeah, we've got some wood there. That's going to line. That's 1/4 inch ply, and we're going to insulate the walls, and then we're going to put that ply up to cover the walls and stuff. But it's nice. What I liked about the Transit is it's got this recess here, right? This recess in the wall, which allows you to have the bed widthways. Now, a lot of others, they just don't have the room, especially because they taper towards the top. Eh? So if we look at the top of the van, all of your electrics go through this little cap there, that little channel, and they take it all the way back down. So it's nice and easy to tie into this if you've got lights and so on. I'm going to leave that there and just kind of box around it. Yeah, and then we have all of the now these are structural supports that go across the top. These here, we have lights in there and so on, but I'm going to run I'm going to put LEDs up there and then run some cable around for some more lights. But as you notice, that is that's the front of the van, and I think ours is about 14 feet long, which is great for a camper conversion. So yeah, now the other thing is we have these ribs here. These ribs, now those, well, they put those in because to stop the flex in the material, eh? So if you're thinking, can I take one out to put a window in? Yep, not a problem. Not a problem. They're just there to stop this flexing, eh? So yeah, that's eventually at some point we will put a window in the back there, and so on. And the nice thing I like about these Transits is these screw holes, these nuts, bolts, whatever they are, rivets with threads in. That's great. I like those because you can tie into those if you've got cupboards and so on. And if you notice, we've marked bed and frame and so on. And some of these pull out. I got to go and fix something like that. Yeah. So that is the Transit, ready for conversion. All right. So the only thing I have left to do is I want to service the rear axle. I want to get the old fluid out of that, put some new fluid in, put some clean stuff, and then hopefully it should be pretty good and last for a while. The only thing to look for when you're looking for these is come inside and have a look inside these areas. I got a little bit of rust there, but it's only surface rust. So I've got to clean all this lot out. I have to clean all this lot out because I don't want anything transferring from the bottom, from underneath upwards. Now that I have surface rust on my rockers too, underneath, which I knew about and I saw, but it's just surface rust. So it should clean up, and then I'll put a bed liner or some kind of rubberized undercoating on there, so it should last a little while longer. Now, and my floor came with this kind of matting here, which is really good because I can take up this matting now and put it on my plywood, and then I can draw or sketch the shape of the plywood and then put it down, and we should be good. So that is a job I've got to do. The other thing is it comes with all these hooks for strapping things down. Now I'm going to be taking all of those out. I don't think I have much use for them. So yeah, that is the Transit. We've also got the windows are kind of clear and see-through, so we've got some tint that we're going to apply to those, and we went for a 5% tint on the rear windows and the side window. I think it's a 30% tint here in Ontario that you're allowed, but yeah, so that's it. Okay, so that's the inside of the Transit. The nice thing another thing I like is the headliner has a nice little spot to put stuff in. Now, you know, I would actually like to continue this head unit out here a little higher so you can get some more stuff, but I'll have to look. I think there's some aftermarket things for this, and then this is nice because you can put a double din in here with a nice screen, so if you've got an open, you've got a TV up there, so it should work out pretty good. Yeah, and but this is going to take a little bit of manipulation. We've gone for what I thought was the easiest. Rather than use sheets of ply, we've gone for tongue and groove. So I'm hoping that I can manage to get my batten up here somewhere and then run my tongue and groove over there. And then we got these bumpers in here as well. I'm not sure what we're going to do with those yet. But I think what I'll do is we'll start from the back. It's going to be easier, and then work down to the front. And then, you know, hopefully I can do a little bit more research and see what everybody else has done with these. But we'll see, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that is the inside of the van. Let's go have a look around what we saw when we bought it. So this van has a hitch. Yeah, has a hitch on the back, which was great. And that's one of the things that sold us. It has a backup camera too. Now I was looking at some of the rust spots, and you'll notice I've got a few rust spots down there I've got to deal with. It's not an issue, it's just surface rust, but keep them clean and they'll it should stave off the rust for a while. The front of the van, it's a turbo diesel, so on the top here, make sure you keep all these vents clean because that's the air for the turbo. Big mirrors. Now, what made us choose it? Well, the van is in decent shape. There's just a little bit of surface rust on the bottom from all the salt, but it is a Southern Ontario truck, so it was spent its life mostly in the city. That's why the transmission needed servicing and the DEF needed servicing, because it was doing a fair few short trips. So apart from that was its major downfall, is it was doing short trips and not long trips. And to do long trips, you need to make sure you keep that DEF clean. So yeah, I got to do the hinges. That was one thing that I noticed. Now, when I went to look at this, my main concern was, did it have any rust holes, any issues? It was safety when we got it, so obviously it went through all of that stuff, but yeah. Hello. Well, folks, after kind of half a day, we probably got, or Sharon, I should say, not me, has got the one wall pretty much done. Not too bad. Let's go take a look, shall we? All right. So there is there's the aluminum insulation and that glued to the wall. It's got some tuck tape on just to get to the seams. But as you notice, you'll see that it's she's actually put it inside the little holes along the frame there, and a little bit more down there. So yeah, luckily, and each one of those we're going to put in Roxol safe and sound insulation, and that should hopefully keep the noise down from inside to outside and outside to inside, something like that. So yeah, that's stage one, and so we got to do the other side now on the roof. So it's a lengthy process, that glue did not turn out as best as we thought it would. Let's just take a look at it. So there's the, it's Gorilla Glue, spray adhesive, heavy duty. It's very good, it sticks well, but it's a little bit tricky getting it out of the top of the can, eh? When you get about halfway down, your finger starts sticking on the top and it starts to clog in the hole. We're going to try and look for something that you can kind of roll on, which will be a lot easier to do. Like I say, this stuff does work well, but it's messy, it's a pain in the butt, and it does slow you down. So if you haven't got a lot to do, then I would go with this. But like if you're doing a whole van, try and look for something else. Like the glue itself is good. If you can get it in a roll-on, that'll be much better. So yeah, that's the glue. Well, there you go. Another day. What have I got myself into? Perhaps I should get the truck camper completely finished and post that video. But you know, it's been a long, cold winter, eh? So this project has just kind of taken over. So we'll get on with that later on, and you can actually see the results as we go through. So yeah, as soon as the other side's done, we'll start putting the insulation in, putting the wood on, take the floor up, put the floor down, and so on. But we'll probably put the floor down first and then put the walls on and so on. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's it. That's today. And thank you very much for watching.